Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Can I have my presentation? Okay, the reason why I'm here is because in some presentations you have seen the Hungary Helps sign. So many of these projects, especially the Crack the Chevalier project, is supported by the Hungarian government. And me as a government official, I'm here to tell you why the Hungarian government finds it important to support these kind of projects and to contribute to the protection of cultural heritage. Okay, so first of all, let's speak a little bit of the Hungary Helps program. The Hungary Helps program is the framework program of the Hungarian government for international development and humanitarian issues. It's quite a new program. It started only in 2017, so Hungary is one of the newest donors of the Western world, and we are very proud of it. The ones who are here and not Hungarians, maybe you heard that Hungary was a communist country until 1990, and after the regime substitution, Hungary was a country that was the receiver of the donations and not a donor country. Now we can be satisfied with this fact, and we can also be proud of it that now we are a donor. So we are on the international development world. We are supporting a lot of projects, especially in the Middle East and in Africa, and also in the Western Balkans. The Hungary Helps program is focusing on helping persecuted religious groups, especially persecuted Christians, but it's not only. So there are a lot of groups and there are a lot of kind of people who we are supporting and a lot of kinds of projects. And therefore one of them is the protection of cultural heritage. Why? Because this is one of the key factors of the stability and peace in multi-ethnic, multi-religious environments. We are, as I mentioned, we are a state program, so we belong to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. It's led by a state secretary, and we as a program and an agency, we are an independent agency who are the executing body of the project. So that's the Hungary Helps Agency, and that's the organization which I'm leading. Okay, I just put some partners to this site. One of them you can see Alif, and I know that we have a special guest from Alif today, Elsa Ortiz Vera. Elsa, hi, nice to meet you here. Nice to meet you here. I especially welcome you because yesterday we had an international conference, and unfortunately your Director General Valery Frelan couldn't attend, but he sent a video message. And in this video message, he highlighted that the Hungary Helps program and Alif are working on 3 different projects together, 2 in Lebanon. I will present about one, and also one, which is the Crack the Chevalier, and we just signed the agreement yesterday with Alif that Alif and Hungary Helps are contributing together to the maintenance and to the restoration of Crack the Chevalier. And we are working also with Balázs and Zsolt and with everyone who are contributing to the program. Okay, but why cultural heritage is important? I don't know how many of you have been in Damascus already. There is a great mosque, the Saladin Mosque in Damascus. It's important for Muslims faithful people, because this is one of the oldest mosques of Damascus, which is also the oldest continuously inhabited capital of the world. But in the great mosque, there is also a small shrine, which is the tomb of Saint John the Baptist. And Saint John the Baptist is honored by not only Christians, but also Muslims. When I can get to the great mosque, I can pray to the Lord Jesus in the mosque, and next to me, there are Muslim faithful people who are praying to Allah. And that's how the world should look like. This is a key factor for coexistence, to respect each other. and to respect each other's faith. And cultural heritage, like the Great Mosque or Crac de Chevalier, are important places for it. Crac de Chevalier, which was a Crusaders' castle, but equally because of the Baybars Tower and some other parts of the castle, are important also for Muslims and for local people. And in this side, I put to the center past and future. Why? Because culture, heritage, buildings, monuments, statues, everything, they remind us that we have a past, and past equals to identity. So that's our roots, that's our heritage. The Great Mosque and the tomb of St. John are common heritage for the whole mankind, including Muslims and Christians and basically everyone. And also its future. And Crac de Chevalier is also a great example why it represents the future well, because it provides job opportunities for people. I don't know if Balázs, unfortunately, I was late, but I don't know if you talked about it yesterday, definitely, on the conference, how many people are working on Crac de Chevalier and for how many families you provide income. And these families are Christian families, these families are Muslim families at the same time. And they can work there and they can maintain themselves, sustain themselves from the income Crac de Chevalier produces. And also, first time when I was in Crac de Chevalier, I went very early in the morning because we had another program to go, and I don't know, the sun got up at, I don't know, maybe 6 o'clock in the morning, and immediately we went to Crac. Balázs was my guide. And when we left, it was, I don't know, 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock in the morning, and there was a long queue of tourists waiting to enter to the Crac de Chevalier, and they paid entrance fee. So that's also, something that can produce income for the locals. Very, very important. I'm going to show you just some pictures about what Hungary Helps program is supporting. A few ones, probably you have seen some of them. I promise you I'm not going to speak about the Crac de Chevalier and Margot too much because there are experts in the room and I am not. I'm just a representative of the donor, and I'm also a tourist when I'm coming. But it's very important to raise this, that also the Margot Castle, also the Crac de Chevalier, and especially the Crac de Chevalier, are also part of the Hungarian history. So it connects us, it connects the Syrian people, it connects Muslims, it connects Christians, it connects maybe the whole Middle East, and also the Middle East to the Western culture, because it's something that we built it together and we can be proud of it together. And also one thing, and that's what I wanted to show. I have a laser. Yes. This one is the southeast tower of the castle. Why I put it into the picture, I don't know if Balázs you mentioned, but this is the tower. This is one of the 6 towers that are co-financed. I mean, the renovation is co-financed by the Hungarian government through the Hungary Helps program and ALIF. So that's, for us, it's definitely more than just, a standard Hungary Helps supporting project. It's also a possibility. It's also a good example of cooperation on international level. And that's what we are always trying to do. That's what our diplomats are trying to do in Brussels, for example, to involve other Christian, to involve other Western European nations to work together with us and to work on this kind of projects like supporting Crac de Chevalier and the rest. There is another project. Hopefully, nobody talked about it before I came. If yes, I'm sorry. This is the Anania House. It's, we are now in the heart of Damascus. Anania was the first bishop of Damascus in the 1st century, and Yet he wasn't a bishop, but he was a leader of the Christian community there, which was that time basically an heretic denomination of Jews. And an angel came in his dreams and told him that he will receive someone, a visitor, a blind visitor, who needs to be healed. And at the same time, there was a cruel persecutor of these heretic Christians coming from Jerusalem to Damascus to persecute the Christians. There he was called Saul. And he lost his sight on the way to Damascus. He was brought to the house of Ananias. Ananias healed him, baptized him, renamed him Paul. And Paul became, one of our most important apostles. Why is it important for us? Because the reason why I wanted to show you the map, and also this picture, this is the main ground. The chapel, Ananias' house, is under the square where the local Muslims wanted to build a mosque. We are working together with the Pro Terra Sancta Foundation, which is basically a Franciscan Italian foundation. The project is about that they are acquiring the houses in the neighborhood, so these houses, which are the yellow ones, they already bought them, and they turn them into a Christian safe place. They turn them into a Christian community center, a pilgrim's house, and they are so successful that finally the head of this project, who is a Franciscan priest, Firas Lufti, he had an agreement together with the Muslim leader of this area that they are going to exchange the areas and no mosque will be erected above Ananias' house. So this is one way how we can support and how we can contribute to the protection of our Christian heritage. The next one which I wanted to show you is Lebanon. And I also have to mention Alif, because this is the Kadisha Valley, where we are also co-financing an important project. In the Kadisha Valley, we have a Hungarian person, a Hungarian archaeologist called Zsolt Wagner and his team, and they are digging out old chapels and old churches from the ground, from sometimes the dust, from sometimes the garbage, and already they have excavated more than 60 chapels from the medieval ages and from the Crusaders' ages. Very important ones, and I was amazed how the locals respect it. They have found one, and I think this one is in the picture. Unfortunately, you don't see what is inside, but they found a tomb inside, and there were a lot of bones and skulls, human skulls, 3 or 4. They had no idea who had been buried there. They had no idea if they were priests, monks, or bandits, or who were they. But there was a local bishop, and he organized an hour of prayer. They climbed to this site and started to pray because they didn't know who they were, and they didn't know if somebody ever prayed for the soul of these died people. So the locals respect it very much, and interestingly, also the Muslims respect it very much. And I have also seen here people working, some in the excavation. Some were Christians, some were Muslims, some were refugees from Syria. This is a great example why these kind of projects are important for local communities. And another one, which is also a very interesting one, this is also a project of the Terra Sancta Foundation. It's in East Jerusalem under the Franciscan Center. This is the Terra Sancta Museum. The reason why I'm showing it is it's a museum, so there could be a good cooperation between the Hungarian National Museum and this museum. But why is it more important is that many international organizations and many national organizations from the European Union already supported that. Many governments as well, the French government, the Italian, the Austrian government would like to. We also as Hungarian government supported that. And it seems that if everything goes on the right way, even the European Commission will support this project. We don't know how it is going to end because of the current war, but this is our hope, and they at least show the intention. And how the Hungarian National Museum can come into the picture. I know that there are ongoing negotiations on training for restorers of this museum. The restorers there is not much of the restorers who are available, neither in Europe nor in the Middle East, so therefore training could be useful, and that's what the Hungarian National Museum volunteered to provide this training, so thank you very much for this contribution, even if it's going to be a future contribution. And my last one, which I wanted to show you, is Bosnia. It's also a good example of how the protection of cultural heritage can support the peace and the stability. What I'm showing you is the preservation of the Holy Trinity Cathedral, which you can see. It's on the picture, a painting of Tivadar Csontvári Koszka. The church was built in 1873, and this is how it looked like after the Balkan War in 1995. The Bosnians who destroyed it, who blasted it, they even made a video of how to demolish a church properly. And it's been rebuilt. The Hungarian government provided a small contribution to this church. It's rather just a symbolic contribution, but also in Mostar we supported some Bosnian projects, and also in Mostar we supported some Catholic Croatian projects. You know, this is the city where three nations, three religions live together, and if they learn how to respect each other's monuments, churches, religion, and existence, that's a key factor for the peaceful Balkans, which we haven't seen for long years, and now there is a chance that we will see it in the next decade, century, or thousands, I don't know, but hopefully. So thank you very much for listening to me. Just a little summary why we support it, because it's a good symbol of the peaceful coexistence. It also contributes to economic growth, and if we want the original population, including the Christians in the Middle East, that's also a strong contributor to the identity, and without identity, people will leave their places, which obviously we don't want. We want everybody to save on the places where they belong to. Like we Hungarians, we would like to be saved also in Hungary, the country which we love. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to me.